And hello, you amplifier aficionados. Henning Pauli here. If you've never been to this channel, that's my name. Henning Pauli. People get that wrong. I have the great honor and privilege and very scary job to review the brand new modified by Marshall 2203 M01. It's a modified JCM. So I can only go wrong about this because an amp that has done this many albums, has been in this many clubs, has been owned by so many people. The JCM800, not this one. This is brand new. You don't have this one yet. Everyone's got their opinions on it. Everyone has their stories, and everyone likely knows more than I do. Most people likely love it more than I do. I can only go wrong and the comments will hate me, or not. But I will present this as an amp reviewer, not a diehard Marshall JCM800 fan, okay? Well, which I am now because I think the amp's great, but that's not the point. So I made a video saying Marshall will fail, and they're doing, CEO said stuff, and it's now corporate, and their suits making decisions and Bluetooth speakers, which, by the way, are freaking awesome. They sent me the little Willen for like $90, and I've been watching TV with that. I mean, it doesn't have a TV, you dumbass. It's been the Bluetooth speaker for my TV for weeks now, and it's fantastic. But that's beside the point. I really wanted to check out their Bluetooth stuff, so because we all bitch about it, it actually is good. I have the honor to present you this amp. But, full disclosure, when I was producing bands locally, I've done stuff before in the US, look it up. But I came back to Germany, produced bands, and they were all like, oh yeah, Zach Wild, 800, Hey Alex, hey Patrick, you know who you are. And then I was gonna go and mix them live, because I knew their material. And it always sounded really horrible. Really horrible. And so I developed a distinct dislike for these amps. I'm going to say we just did things wrong, right? So the gain has a bright cap on it. So when you're dialing that back, it gets less gainy, but all the top end stays. So what they were doing to not blow the stage up in these small clubs, they were dialing things down. That's not the thing to do with an 800. You don't dial it down. So they're dialing it down and they're putting SD1s or tube screamers in front of it to regain the gain. And that made them sound horrible. And at one time I had a nice conversation with someone who kind of knows these amps. His name is David Friedman. And he said, no, there's a bright cap. I'm like, what's a bright cap? And so he explained this to me. Now, the people who actually make these amps are coming back with them. And what's special about it? Well, first of all, the price tag, because as they said to me, these are clocking in at $3,500. So we don't really know what street price is going to be, but they're aiming or they are landing at around that. So this is not your average JCM, right? Because it's got these switchies. And it says modified. So this is built in England by very talented people. There's a new team, they're great. The people building them are the old team, they're great. And very lovely, nice people. I saw the factory. And they're adding mods. Kind of the mods people have done forever. Okay? People bought the JCM, loved it, but said, would be cool if it had like a mid boost. And then they went to someone like Dave Friedman and many other people, and they had mods put in. Well, Marshall said for 30 years, is it 30? Maybe 40 years. Yeah, around that. People have been doing certain mods to our amps. We're going to release them now, and we're going to put those mods, beloved by people, or some of these mods, in the amps ourselves. Not taking credit for them. They know who came up with these mods, okay? And just saying, we want to honor the heritage of this amp and give you, right from the factory, some of the things you wanted. Like a mid-shift. It's not a mid-shift, it really just boosts the mids big time. 2 different extra gains, because I mean the JCM is hefty and big, but always lacked a bit of gain, which is why you were pushing it with boosts. And then a tight switch, because it's very low-endy and you can actually make it tighter. That's really it. That's all there is. Before we go more into it, let's take it out of the box and see the really cool new packaging that Marshall has, because the boxes are small and still good and all cardboard and sustainable and all that shit.
Overdrive Heaven, fill the night, gonna crank it up to the edge of light. Feel let's ride that wild, untamed sound. Pedal to the metal till the walls come down. Overdrive Heaven, fill the night. Gonna crank it up to the edge of light. Let's ride in that wild, untamed sound. Pedal to the metal till the walls come down.
I know you came here to hear it, so let's look at some beautiful product shots that my wife Leslie did and some sounds. Okay, before we go into the track that I produced with this amp, about this amp, I'll give you the rundown, which is very simple actually. It's a JCM800. If you don't know, then where have you been? It's got this red thing which turns it on, and this turns it off temporarily, and then you can turn it back. It's a standby switch. We got presence, bass metal treble, obviously, which on my standard JCM, I think treble is all the way down because Jörg Tandler set it up that way, and it actually works. I've got it. I mean, let's set it up kind of mid-Z. Okay, so the special thing is these switches on a lot of amps. I find a mid-shift and a boost and a tilt, whatever you want to call them, and a tight switch. They do very little, sometimes imagined things. What I gotta give this amp is that, yes, it has 3 things added, but all 3 things are not subtle. They drastically change what this amp does, how it sounds, and how you work with it. So as a studio tool, it's amazing. This mid-shift, it isn't really a mid-shift. It takes the mids around maybe 800, I think that's what it is, and really pushes them. So if you want that for some clean tones to be differently voiced in the mix, you want that for a lead, bam! It's not subtle, it's very apparent. I want to do some kind of parent joke. Some of you are apparent, something like it. Imagine this was funny. It says OD, so overdrive. There's a 1, and there's a 2. Clearly, a bit and then a lot more. Does it make it into a super mega high gain beast like a 5150-ish thing with super dense saturation? No, it's still an 800, but more gain and a lot of fun. And then you've got the tight. And oftentimes that doesn't really tighten it. People put tube screamers in front of it because the tube screamer is cutting out the low end, so you're hitting it with less low end, and that makes it more responsive. Here, because the JCM really has a lot of those low-end balls, more than most other amps that I know. Here, this really does the job. It really does. Those three make it, for me, radically more versatile and usable in the studio or well, on stage. On stage, you have one setting because none of that's foot switchable, which of course would be nice, but many things would be nice. MIDI would be nice, a 2 notes load box and Captor XLR out would be nice. It would be nice if it had Bluetooth antenna, little screen in it so you could watch reality TV, Love Island right here. I mean, many things you can do, but they didn't. They gave it 3 switches, 3 fifths. Why can't I say 3 fifths? In the back, there's an effects loop, which I have stuff wired into. You can change the level. What do I have that set to? That's more or less or something. Yeah. And then that's on or off. So you can completely disengage the effects loop. I have it engaged because it does get a bit noisy, the little fucker. And I have a decimator 2 in the effects loop. It's on the floor right there. And behind it, I have the TC Electronic 2290p. So it's a 2290 in pedal form. It is glorious. It is amazing. And the thing that I use in the effects loops for amp reviews, and all I do is I push A, and I'm there. It's just a great box. Oh, what else is in the back? Yeah, there's the speaker out, 2 of them. You can switch that from 4 to 8 to 16. Careful, it comes in 16. Voltage thing, and then there's power. I mean, it's a very simple amp. And obviously, it's 100 watt. It is massively loud. So I have it running through the aux in here to attenuate. But of course, we're miking this cab. But before we get to that, let's go into the song I wrote with this. I literally had nothing in front, nothing in the loop. I went into the amp, used all the amenities of the amp, I don't know if that's a word, loaded it down with a Fryette power station, so no cab, so the Fryette power station took the brunt of the power. And then I went XLR into the XFX 3, where I applied a 1960 Marshall cab IR. That's what you do. And then maybe some delay after or something in the XFX. So all the XFX did was give me an IR loader and some nice routing options. That's what you're hearing. This amp, loaded down, 1960 cab IR, and boy, can that fucker rock. Here is JCM Takes the Stage.
Crank it up high. EL34 tubes, screaming lights.
Rockin' or not? Huh? I wrote a song, or had a song written, for Phil X's PXO pedal. And Phil plays 800s. So I used that amp with the PXO. I'll show you that track later. So let's go into it. The setup. I have a Les Paul around the corner. I have this Shabbat. It's a nice Lynx. Why not? Cool guitar. Has a humbucker. We're using classic guitars. I'm going straight into my pedal board on the floor. Tuner, tube screamer, clone type pedal, some delay. The looper I use for setting up the sound in here, so it's not on and it's not buffered at the moment. Into the amp, and then the stuff in the effects loop. I put it onto this Coffee Caps 212. It's a glorious cap. It's loaded with Warehouse, I want to say ET65? ET? It's not Warehouse speakers, 65s. I don't know what that is. I just know they sound good. Maybe that tells you something. We're miking the whole shebang with an SM57, as you do, right there. And it's right next to the cone, not in the middle. And right above it, beautifully phase aligned, is the R92 from AEA, a beautiful ribbon mic that's just glorious to mix with a 57. And to get you the room sound, I'm adding in the mic over there, which is the AEA R88A. It's the active version of the R88. It's a stereo ribbon. It's a big behemoth, costs as much as the amp. That, together with the two mics, really gets you, I would say, the way that the amp sounds in the room. Everything I've done with that setup really communicates that. In addition, because you're going to ask, the shirt is from MrGugu.com. You can get it there. It's disgusting. I'm seeing myself on the screen over there, and oh boy, it's all the bad tattoos. It is my life, John Bovey. You know, and I mean, that one's funny. And apparently that's Michael Jackson. And that dog has a dog for a butt. I don't know. But I thought this is all rock and roll and 80s-y and tattoos. And, you know, there's a theme here. We're going to do what you probably don't do. Go into the low input. Everything off. And we're going to have the gain up, because why not? And, of course, the noise gate off. There's not a lot of volume there now. Whoa. It's a nice rounded off sound and a good pedal platform. If we put the tube screamer on here. Check the tuning, you know? So can we do stuff on the low input? I mean, it should all do the same things. Yeah, that OD does something. It just gives us some spank. Let's kick in the mids. Nice. That expands the possibilities of that low input tremendously, as one would say. Let's kick in the tube screamer. Input does a lot with the switches. High input, more volume. And there's a lot of that hum happening. So I'm going to employ my noise gate. The nice thing is how it can clean up. So that's the stock sounds, right? I mean, should we? I mean, you know what a JCM does, but let's go through the EQ. I mean, let's do what I usually do for reviews. It's really stupid to do this. That's a lot. Ouchie. So the thing is, when you dial back the volume of the gain, you're getting that. And that's what I heard in the clubs, and that was not cool. It's just not meant to be used at any other setting other than full blast, because you know what that is? Fucking rock and roll. That's just horrible. That gate's fighting. So we crank the shit up, right? Let's start with mid shift. Let's do that. It's not subtle, it's clearly there, and you can of course push that more. Gain. And a lot more gain. It's a lot of gain now, it wants to. Feedback, of course, so let's push the mids there. Check out the tight. Let's switch guitars for that. This is not massively high output. This is a classic-y Les Paul thing. Of course, we're not playing the crap company. We're playing Heritage. And there you have it. As promised, let's take the J-Rocket PXO, which is a pretty good pedal, pricey but pretty damn good, into this thing and see what happens.
On strings of fire, pedal down hard, chasing that desire. Overdrive heaven.
And that's it. That's the Marshall JCM800 modified by Marshall something M1. Oh, what's called? That's what it's called. 800 modified. Useful mods? Do I wish that they had also added an internal load and all the things that we know they're gonna do to be contemporary and to be modern, which is the same word actually, just sounds different. Yeah, sure. What they did is they gave us the amp we love, added 3 switches to make it more lovable. And those are the things that have been done to this amp for ages. Now Marshall's doing it in-house. Not saying we do it better, just saying, hey, we get what you wanted. We'll just put this in right away. Makes sense. I am super happy that I have this in my arsenal now. This is an amp that's not going to go anywhere. It's a rock beast. If you're a Marshall fan, you'll want it anyway. If you're not a Marshall fan, if you're not an 800 fan because you always wanted an 800 from a different brand because they had more gain, maybe now you can have a Marshall instead of some other brilliant amp that many people have done. You know, I mean, there's the Friedmans and the Fortons and there's so many that do that variation of tone with built-in more. Now Marshall builds in the more. So now they are one of the contenders when it comes to which amp do I buy. I have a hunch there's more coming from them. We'll see. This is awesome, but don't take my word for it. Play it somewhere. Watch other people that can probably play it way better and explain it way better, but have much more boring shirts. What do I know? I'll put links below. Please use them. They really help to support the channel. And that's it from me. And we're going to put animals at the end.